night's Four Corners program has again challenged the Roman Catholic Church over its handling of child abuse cases. The Church says its response to such cases should be compassionate, honest and see that justice is delivered. But the program heard from a number of people who questioned how well the Church is following its principles.
Another person concerned with the Church's response is Victorian MP Anne Barker. She's campaigned for a full inquiry into the allegations of child sex abuse from the Church, and she joins us now in the studio. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Thank you again.
What did you make of the Four Corners revelations last night?
I think that the Four Corners revelations last night, I mean, it tears at every fabric of your being when you see the program. But for me, it just increases my determination to see a full statutory inquiry conducted. And it particularly reinforces the need for a royal commission into these matters. It clearly shows once again that crimes were committed against children were covered up and continue to be covered up. And it clearly showed again that the internal processes of any organisation, including the Catholic Church, cannot take precedence over state law or state investigations or state legal processes. Clearly shows that once again.
How would you describe the conduct of the Catholic Church and its response to these allegations?
Well, the Church says that they believe that their internal processes are dealing with the matters since they put them in place. What I have said constantly, and I will continue to say, that internal processes are not adequate. They're entirely inadequate, and therefore I don't believe that there are many. I believe that there are many people in the Church who try and do the right thing. But this is about crimes against children, and it's about the precedence of state law, and that's what we have to concentrate on.
Was it particularly disturbing for you to see that the Church hasn't changed its view at all?
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that, again, one of the important parts of the program last night clearly showed, again, the need to obtain that documentation. You know, you get one view from the Church, you get another view when, you know, a really good journalist goes in there and finds a report on the incident, on one of the incidents in particular that was referred to last night.
Now, the Victorian government, of course, has set up an inquiry
Right.
into child sex abuse.
Yes.
Where are we at with that, and are you confident that is going to come up with suitable outcomes?
No, I'm not confident that it will come up with the outcomes that are required, and I don't wish to comment on. I'm not commenting on the people who are on the inquiry. I'm just commenting on the actual, you know, the inquiry itself, how it's been set up, and what its powers, and the length of time that it will have to investigate. That's the problem. And I think that the people there will do the right thing. They've now called for submissions. They did that on the 16th of June. That was in the Age and the Herald Sun and the Australian. My understanding is there were no ads in regional papers, in rural and regional papers, so how are people out there going to find out about it? Submissions close at the end of August and they have to report by April next year.
And it's not actually going to consider individual cases?
Well, they will have to hear from individual persons who put in submissions, but we've got to get people to put the submissions in. If people don't know to put the submissions in, then they won't do it, you know, and I think that, you know, we've got to try and encourage as many people as possible, the victims, the families of victims, to make sure that they put a submission in. It can be as simple as a letter, but it must go in so that we can clearly again show the depth and the breadth of this issue and the need for a royal commission.
You're not the only person that's called for a royal commission on this issue,
No.
but what do you think the chances of that happening actually are?
Well, I continue to be positive about making it happen. There are many who are now saying, even those on the inquiry, the members of Parliament on that inquiry, that they see this as an important first step. The Premier said that. It's its first step, and that's what it has to be, a first step to a royal commission. It's the only way in which you'll get to the depth of this problem.
But what can those individuals who come forward, it obviously be extremely traumatic for them
Yes.
to tell their story, what can they expect in terms of not necessarily compensation, but some sort of apology even?
Well, I think that the victims that will come forward want to tell their story. That's the first and foremost thing that they want to do. The compensation issues are not even looked at in this. They're the sorts of things that would need to come out of a Royal Commission, and that's what we have to look at as well very seriously.
Anne Barker, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you again for having me.